Want to see exactly how to plan an engaging elementary school unit and a rigorous high school unit using clear, effective prompts in ChatGPT? I'll walk you through two examples today, side by side, and break down how to change your prompts to fit the age, subject, and style of your teaching. In part one of curriculum planning, we walked through how to build a draft curriculum with ChatGPT. Fast, flexible, and with surprising detail. I'll link it below if you missed it. But today is where it gets really fun. We're comparing how curriculum planning looks at two ends of the teaching spectrum, elementary and secondary. I've got examples, side-by-side prompts, and tips that'll help you make ChatGPT work for your classroom no matter what grade you teach. Of course, teaching first grade and teaching 10th grade are completely different worlds. And if you're using ChatGPT to plan your lessons, your approach should reflect that. In elementary, you're balancing core academics with social emotional learning. You're integrating subjects using movements and visuals and building lessons that keep shorter attention spans engaged. It's all about connection, routine, and creativity. In secondary, the focus shifts. Students are more independent, content goes deeper, and lessons often revolve around critical thinking, analysis, and specialized assessments. You're not just teaching facts, you're helping students build arguments, evaluate sources, and connect big ideas. So, the way you prompt ChatGPT should match that shift, from the language you use to the structure of your requests, even the types of activities and assessments. It all changes depending on your grade level and subject area. Let's jump into two real examples using the four-part prompt structure I shared in a previous video: role, task, context, and format. First up, third grade. I asked ChatGPT, you are an experienced elementary teacher. Create a 3-week integrated unit on communities and citizenship for a third grade social studies class. Include weekly learning goals, 3 to 4 lesson ideas per week, and 1 project-based assessment. What came back was a unit packed with read-aloud connections, class discussions about responsibility, community helper interviews, and a final poster project on what makes a good citizen. It leaned into collaboration, simplicity, and cross-curricular learning, exactly what works at that level. So now let's try the 10th grade version, using the same structure. You are a high school world history teacher. Create a 4-week unit on revolutions in world history for 10th grade students. Include weekly themes, 3 to 4 lessons per week, each about 60 minutes, primary source analysis, 1 student-led discussion, and a final assessment with multiple essay prompts. ChatGPT responded with a unit covering the American, French, and Haitian revolutions, with lessons on causes, key figures, and turning points. Students debated revolution ethics, analyzed documents, built timeframes, and wrapped it up with a choice-based essay comparing 2 revolutions. So let's pause and look at what made the difference. The role guided the tone and expertise. The task clarified the goal, or the unit plan. The context gave student age, subject, and pacing. And the format told ChatGPT exactly how to deliver the response. I've copied the results into a Word document and shared the link in the description below for you to take a closer look. That 4-part structure makes a huge difference. You don't just get ideas. You get usable, age-appropriate curriculum aligned to your classroom reality. All right, let's take it up a notch with some tips. Once you're comfortable using the basic structure, this is where ChatGPT really starts to shine, when you tailor your prompts to fit your actual classroom. For example, in elementary school, differentiation is key. If you're building that 3rd grade unit on citizenship, try adding differentiate this unit for students reading below grade level. You'll get adjusted texts, sentence starters, visual aids, strategies that make the lesson more accessible right out of the box. If you're teaching honors or advanced 10th graders, ask, revise this unit to include enrichment opportunities and challenge activities. ChatGPT can suggest things like research extensions, Socratic discussions, or extra source analysis. Also, be clear about your pacing, just like we did in today's examples. Assume I teach this class 3 times a week for 60 minutes. You can also fold in tools you already use, such as incorporate Newsela articles or optional Khan Academy videos. And here's a big one. If you're using a textbook, upload a digital version of the unit, or even just photos of the pages you'll be teaching. That gives ChatGPT the exact language and topics you're working with, so it can suggest aligned activities, vocabulary, and even assessments. These small prompt upgrades make a huge difference. You're not just getting generic ideas, you're generating lessons that match your students, your schedule, and your resources. So here's the big takeaway. Curriculum planning with AI is powerful, but only if you're in the driver's seat. The more specific and intentional your prompts are, the better ChatGPT can support you. Think of it like this. ChatGPT is a super helpful co-planner, but you bring the classroom experience. You know your students, your schedule, and what success looks like in your room. When those things come together, that's where the magic happens. Don't be afraid to experiment. Start small, try building one unit, or even just one lesson with a clear, thoughtful prompt. Save the ones that work, build your own prompt bank. For help on mastering writing prompts, check out my video on writing effective prompts. I've linked it right here on the screen so you can click over as soon as we wrap up. And if you're stuck or curious, drop a comment. Let me know what subject or grade you want help with, and I'll use your example in a future video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a teacher friend who's ready to level up their planning game with AI. I'll see you in the next one.